Hello and welcome to Cappin at the Spa, the Breeders' Cup edition. Recording live from Bayville, New Jersey. Wish we were in Del Mar, but we're not. We got to take it as we can get it. We're going to give you a couple of horses, and then we're going to go from there, and we're going to try to make some money. Let's go. Exact Box Bobby, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Had a nice day yesterday. Ready to keep it going.
All right, excellent. Daniel?
Doing good.
Daily double?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. We're going to go race 5. Bobby.
Thanks, Geese. I'm going to kick it off in race 5, which is the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Really nice race, big field, wide open. I definitely prefer the European form in here to the American form in general. The morning line favorite, Golden Pal, I don't like at all. Horses never run a buyer fast enough to really compete in here. I landed on the 6 horse, A Case of You. This Irish 3-year-old horse has been rapidly improving late in the season. Last 2 races, finished second in a Group 1 in a 13-horse field, first in a Group 1 in a 14-horse field, finishing ahead of Glass Slippers in both races, who's an older horse that actually won this race last year. So I like that this horse is in great form, improving quickly, might have some upside that we haven't seen yet. Has a bit of tactical speed, think can sit right off the 3 and the 4. So I'm going to go with A Case of You in the Turf Sprint.
All right, excellent. And throwing a little tidbit there, we do also like Gear Jockey, who's one of our top American sprinters, so maybe that 6'10" could be a nice exacta there. Let's go to Danny, race 7.
Race 7, we're looking at the Maker's Mark, Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, going a mile and 3/8. In a lot of these route races, we like to look at some speed on the front end that tends to go unnoticed. So a lot of the main, competition and favorites in this race, typically closers. So I landed on the 1, going to Vegas at 12-1. I think he's going to be either in the lead or second, sitting there, getting a nice trip. I love the inside draw. If you were watching yesterday, the inside of the turf has been playing very well. And he's the Del Mar horse. He's riding right here. He's got the home field advantage. 4 or 5 straight improving buyers, coming off 3 straight wins. I like him at 12-1 up on the lead. I'm going to pair him with the 7 horse as well, Warlike Goddess. I like a 1-7 in the 7.
All right. We're going to move on to the 9th, which is the Breeders' Cup Mile. Big field. There was 1 scratch hit the road, which I know Danny's upset about.
Yeah.
The 15 is in. We didn't pick the 15, but be careful. We're probably going to include him. And I think that horse is going to be big bombs because they're not expecting him to be in this race, and a lot of people advance handicap and then don't think about it. Anyhow, my pick's going to be the 1, Master of the Seas. Charles Appleby from the rail. This horse is run earlier in the year. Wins a 10-horse Grade 3 race, comes back and loses by a nose in a 14-horse Grade 1 in May. That race could win here. Then it gets beat a length in a Grade 2 and runs up the track a little bit in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, a huge Grade 1 on October 16th, only 3 weeks ago. Steadied start, toward the reel, never a factor. I think Appleby, who is just hot as a pistol here in the United States, is bringing this horse back on 3 weeks rest because the horse really didn't get a chance to run in that race. And if he goes back to his form from the 2 races before that, 12-1 morning line, we're going to take a shot with him. And I'm going to move it over to Danny, and he's going to challenge me with a long shot in that same race.
I am. This is my top play of the day today. We're looking at the number 14 horse, Ivar. A lot of things I like about this horse. If we look at last year, he sort of burst onto the scene, running his best races, 3rd, 4th, 5th time out, went from optional claiming up to Grade 1 winner, and really has a lot of talent. I'm looking for a horse that's going to be sitting in 3rd to 6th range. I like the sitting right off of the pace here. I think he's going to get out from the 14 hole, get a nice spot. I love him going 3rd time out on the year here, lightly raced, improving every race he goes out. I think everything's just kind of lining up here for him to run a big race. 5 for 10 in his life. Horse is a winner.
All right, we'll see about that. We will have a 114-15 in there somewhere, so it could be big balloons for us. Before we get to the last 2 races, we're going to go to an early race and try to get you off to a good start in race 3, and we're going to run it back with Bobby.
All right, so on the undercard here, the Grade 2 Goldacova. Nice race, even though it's not a Breeders' Cup race, a mile on the turf, 3rd race of the day. I like the 3-horse Abscond at 8-1 on the morning line. This filly is in the best form of her career, very consistent over her last 3 races, shipping all over the country, really all over North America, even going up to Woodbine. Really shows up with her race every time. 2 back, only lost to the 2-horse in this race, Princess Grace, by a half length. That horse is going to be less than 2-1 here. So I think we're going to get a much better price on Abscond. I don't like the other favorite at all, Going Global, who's a 3-year-old. facing older fillies and mares for the first time and has never run a race fast enough to compete. There's no pace in the race, so I think Abscond with the highest pace figure could be up or on the lead. So I like Abscond to show up with the big race in the Gold Cova.
Just wanted to throw a warning in there. Exacta Box Bobby is about 0 for 8 in his life betting that Abscond horse. So bet at your own risk. He has lost 10 races in a row.
Gee, thanks, Dan.
All right.
Thanks
Kind
for
of
that
confidence.
thanks for that
Disclosure
disclaimer.
in there.
There you go. All right, I'm going to go to the 11th, the Turf, 1.5 miles. Again, the Euros have a strong hand in this race. Two good American horses, both scratched, United and Domestic Spending. Big field, heavy favorite will probably be the 13, who won this race last year at 4-1 with a 109 buyer, and is coming back again this year. It looks very tough to beat. But we're going to take another Euro, and he's the biggest Euro price on the board, which is Broom. Irish horse, 20-1, Frankie Dettori and Aidan O'Brien. This horse, again, very similar form to Master of the Seas. Runs some big races in June and July. Wins a Grade 1, the St. Cloud at 4-1. Runs second in a 10-horse race. Loses a Grade 1 by a nose. And then he runs second in a Grade 2, gearing up for the Arc. And he did not have a good trip in the Arc. He led early, was headed. It was a heavy turf. All the closers came and won. So I think the horse, again, on a month's change, they're bringing him over here because they're going to throw that race out. And they're going to try to go back to the prior form, which is why you're going to get a big price. So we're going to take him at 20-1, and we think we're going to get all of that, 20-1 price. Now, finish it up real quick. We're going to give a quick thought on the Classic. Let's go to Bobby first.
Thanks. In the Classic, I like Hot Rod Charlie, 4-1 on the morning line. I'm really a fan of the 3-year-old crop this year. Hot Rod Charlie, Essential Quality. These are big-time horses. Nick's Go, who's the favorite in here, has been beating up on lesser competition over the past 2 years. It's going to have a lot of extra pace in the race with Medina Spirit, so I look for Hot Rod Charlie to sit right off and get the win in the Classic.
Okay. Danny, what do you think?
I'm going with the 6-horse Art Collector. I think he's the forgotten one in this race. 3 for 3 with Bill Mott, coming in great form, and I think he's going to be sitting right in the middle of the closers and the horses out front, and I think he gets a good trip.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to take Hot Rod Charlie also. Not much else to say other than he's proven he can get the distance, and he's proven that he's a tough horse, and we're going to take a shot with him. So, that being said, let's have a great Breeders' Cup Day, and everybody, here's hoping that today
Is your day.